In this video, I will be rating some of your roller coasters, and some of these are insane. So let's just get straight into this. And the first one is from GeForce OnRide's YouTube. He says it's a smooth mech lounge roller coaster. So let's get the ID and load it in. Oh my god, this is a big layout. Okay, well, let's place this. And while I'm looking around, some of these elements actually look really smooth. I don't know even how he did this, but this looks really good. I am excited to do this. So let's have a ride. And we'll start with a little drop out of the station. And then we do this. I don't know what it is, but it's very smooth. And I'm sure it's extremely fun to do in real life. And then we go to, I think, the only lounge in this roller coaster, which is very intense. We go all the way to the top. Here we go. We actually do a turn all the way back to the ground. And so far, this is extremely smooth. And also quite fast, I have to say, with a few airtime hills. That looks very nice. And then, oh my god, that's a very quick corkscrew, or whatever you can name that. I like that sort of like wave turn we do here. And then just another inversion. There's a lot of inversions and you go very quick through it. And well, there's not much bad I can say about this layout so far. It is very smooth. It's definitely better than what I can do. Alright, here we go. This is also quite a decently long roller coaster. Here we have a nice helix. I like that. Into another big airtime hill. This coaster is quite long. Of course, it had a lot of speed at the start. But I think we're going to go just lounge instantly inside of the brakes. And this was wow. This was a really good, really fast roller coaster. And I don't think I have anything bad to say about this. This was a lot of fun. I'm sure you can decorate this roller coaster amazingly. I think there's only one rating this coaster can be given, and that is a 5-star rating. Alright, that's the first one. Let's go to the next roller coaster, which is made by a Poo, and he says, well, basically it's just a multi-lounge coaster. So I guess we'll see what it is if it wants to load in. Sadly, this ID doesn't work, so let's go to the next one, which is made by The Faulty, and he says it's an intimate new gen roller coaster. I think we're going to be seeing these quite a lot, since of course this is the new sort of like coaster track we got. And okay, this looks really cool. I absolutely love the colors on this roller coaster, like the black and white, looks really good. I think it's just one layout, but yeah, it just changes colors, and then I guess it does the second part. It does remind me a little bit of like Mahuka, which is also, I think that's sort of this, but it's like a top hat, and then there's like an inversion in there with another top hat through that. That's weird. That's insane. Alright, well, let's have a look on this roller coaster. So we will start with the white side into, I guess, the first lounge, and then into this top hat. And are we making this? Okay, we were barely making that. I am curious if this coaster will be smooth, since it's actually made quite compact. There was a lot of layout in quite a small space. So far this actually looks pretty good. This is actually a pretty decent and smooth layout so far. I am very curious what it's going to do once we go to like, well, the black part. I see another lounge, alright, and is this going to make it all the way up on the top hat? How do we make that? I feel like we did not have enough speed to make that, but apparently we did. So here we go through this inversion. Ooh, that one is a little bit rough, but let's see how it goes here. I do really like how it goes under this, and then the white top hat goes between these two elements. That is very unique. Oh, we actually go back to the white track. Alright, I guess we do have to go back to the white track. Ooh, that was a little weird. Ooh, okay. I feel like the end of the layout is a little weird. And oh, we stop, and again, yeah, let me just go back to there. The first part of the roller coaster, definitely 5 stars. I don't know. I just feel like this last little part, there's something off here with the banking, or like how high you go up. I don't know. I am going to give this a 4.5-star rating. I think if this would have been just a little bit better, and one of these inversions was also a little wonky. I think it's this one. Actually, I actually can't remember. This one actually looks really good, but one of them was a little bit wonky. I would have given this a 5-star rating, but 4.5 stars, still a very good coaster. I really loved how it looks. So let's have a look at the next roller coaster. And the next one is made by Hyper, and he says it's an intimate vertical chain lift roller coaster with a custom double chain lift hill. I don't know what that means, but let's load it in. Ooh, this looks really cool actually. I can see, I think this is the first roller coaster I've seen where they use like this track on the hydraulic lounge. As you can see, like this is the old one and this is the new one, and I guess that actually just really works as like the Intamin roller coaster. And this is definitely the first time I've seen anyone do a roller coaster layout like this with this type. So let's put it on testing and have a ride. I am very curious. So yeah, we do start with a vertical chain lift. This feels very out of place for this coaster, but I guess it worked. I'm not really sure if any of these exist in real life. They might do, and I don't even know about it. Or maybe they will be built in the future. But we are once again at the top, and I think we're going to have a beyond vertical drop. There we go. This does look actually very smooth. Oh wow, that is very nice. I do enjoy that. Then we go all the way up here, and then we have this roll. Oh wow, that is like butter. That's just straight up butter. Then we have a few airtime hills. I do say the layout is probably not the longest, but I don't really think these layouts are often very long for these sort of like coaster types. We have some fast-paced turns and into the brakes. Is there anything for me to say that's bad? Not really. Even the custom chain, which is really cool. Is it weird? A little bit. I definitely have to say that. Does it work? Surprisingly, yes. I think there's, again, only one rating this coaster can have. It doesn't have any bad profiling. It's not rough. It's unique. I'm going to give this a 5-star rating. So far this video, we have gotten very high ratings. Well, let's see if we can keep it up in the next roller coaster. And the next one is, once again, the multi-lounge coaster. I think you guys really like building that one, but he says it's an ultra smooth roller coaster made by VZco. Alright, let's have a look. Okay, does this even fit in my plot? Okay, it does. This looks somewhat like a Hyperia, but with a longer layout after it. Okay, this actually looks pretty cool. How am I ever going to get to the station while it's up there? That is so high up. So we will start with an outer bank turn, basically the same as Hyperia, although I do think this is mirrored from the one that's, well, in real life. And then we're going to go up this very long and tall chain lift. I will be back once we're actually there.
12 seconds later.
Here we go. We are at the top, and then this drop is just something else. You just go straight down and then rotate. It's one of the most intense things you can basically do on a roller coaster. Then we have this interesting inversion. I think from this point on, the layout changes, if I'm correct. All right, here we go. That is an interesting inversion again. We have a little bit of a lounge here. I'm not really sure if there should have been a lounge there, but oh well. That's pretty smooth. I do like this. Okay, what are we doing here? Oh, okay. I feel maybe I don't think you will be in your seat anymore. Right there, but so far this is again a really smooth roller coaster. What happens? Where are the basic editor roller coasters you used to send me, and now we only have these type of bangers? What happened, guys? But there is a lot of airtime hills on the end. This is Hyperia if it had a budget, basically. Very nice, and I think we go in the brakes. Yeah, that is pretty nice. I do feel like it's a little bit unrealistic with how big some of the things is or how spread out. Same as the random lounge. Yeah, here there's like a lounge section here, and I also feel like this outer banked piece is cool, but it's too low for like the amount of speed you have. So for those few things, I'm going to give this a 4-star rating. I think that's very fair. All right, let's go to the last roller coaster of this video, which is made by Don the Beats. The name is Spider-Man, and he says it's a wing coaster. By the way, the little structure on the side is part of the decoration. Alright, maybe he copied it out of his park and he had some of the decorations with it. But yeah, let's place it down and... What the... It doesn't even fit on my screen, that's how tall this is. I guess what he meant is that this is some part of the decoration. It does actually look no Game Pass. So if I have to guess, this roller coaster itself is also no Game Pass. This might be the biggest station I've ever seen for a roller coaster. I think it might even fit all 3 trains inside of the station. That is hilarious. So let's put it on testing and have a ride. Yeah, this chain lift is again going to take so long. Why is this so incredibly tall? There we go. We are at the top and we are actually going to start with like a, I guess like it's a dive loop or whatever you can call it. And we are going to go all the way to the ground. This is a very fast roller coaster. These coasters tend to be a little bit more rough since you're of course very far away from the middle, and ooh, you can definitely tell that. That was interesting. All right, that's an decently inversion, I would say, for a wing coaster. Oh my god. Oh, okay. We had another inversion right there. I do like the colors of the track. It does feel like Spider-Man. Here we have a block break section where we do not brake at all, I have to say. All right, another inversion. Here we go. Pretty nice. And then we go into this airtime hill, although I don't think we're really going to get airtime by looking at it. All the way to the floor. This, ooh, interesting element. Do we even make this hill? Ooh, yes, we do. And then we just lounge inside of the station and we instantly go to a halt. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to think about this roller coaster. This thing is so tall, I actually have to go in free cam to show you guys. It is a cool concept and some of the inversions are decent, but some of them are also really quite bad. I think especially that part right there on the roller coaster is definitely the worst. I'm going to give this a 2-star rating. It's still decently, but there's definitely some parts that are quite moi on the roller coaster. But that is the end of this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe on my channel. If you want to submit your roller coaster, the link is in the description to my Discord. Do know there are a lot of roller coasters in there now. I think there's still over 80 I need to do, so it might take a while before I do it. I will try to do this, well, sort of series weekly from this point on. We'll see what will happen. So guys, I will say, as always, goodbye.